back. So a big part of the foot mobility starts with tension in the calves and the Achilles tendon. So I'm going to have you guys work on increasing the flexibility in that through doing some gentle movements. What I want you to do is take a towel and roll it up so it's about as big around as your forearm, or if what I've got here is actually just a pool noodle, so you can get something like that. And I want you to take, and with your feet pointing straight ahead, put the ball of one foot on that pool noodle or on that towel so that your toe is elevated, raised up above your heel. And then I want you just to step forward like you would if you're going to be taking a step. And you should be able to have relaxation through the back side of your leg. If you feel a lot of tension there, or if your heel comes off the ground, that means you really need to work on getting some flexibility back into that. And so the way that you're going to do that is just by going as far forward as you can and still having things relaxed. And you can do some repetitive movements because we're made to walk and do things repetitively, and this will just start opening up that joint and those tendons and muscles so they can work more effectively. All right, so this is going to be where you start from, and then you can start extending your gait, taking longer steps, and still making it happen. As soon as you get to points where it's really tight or this comes off, you need to back off and keep things shorter. So for some of you, you'll be able to actually take a long stride. For some of you, that's just maybe not even getting back up to in front of the noodle. So start with that. Do 8 to 10 of those. And you can do that with both feet. So you're going both directions with it. And you may notice, as a lot of people, you're going to have one side that's more tense than the other. All right, so that's your starting point. The second thing we're going to work on is starting to wake up the feet and getting them to do the things that they need to be doing. So we've done this in a lot of our workshops, but this will be something you can do sitting down or lying down, and you're going to have both feet straight out in front of you, legs even with your hips going straight out. You're going to lay down on your back, one foot pointed straight up in the air, the other one you're going to bring up and just grip behind your knee. From this position you're going to take that ankle and turn it out, point it down, and do as big a circle as you can, starting by going out first. And I'm going to have you start with about 10 of these. They're easy. You're going to probably find kind of a ratchety movement. It's not going to be smooth, but you'll get to where it's more smooth as you do it more regularly. Start with about 10. Then you're going to go back the other direction. Then you'll do about 10 of those as well. And then you're going to take and straighten the foot back out, and you're going to go straight back and forth. And do about 10 of those. Then what you're going to do is you're going to switch to the other side. Start going out first, doing your circles. Go both directions, and then do the point and flex. You're going to start with 10, work up to about 30 of those per foot. And I'll tell you to work up to it because you're going to wake up some muscles, some joints that you haven't felt for a while. Once you've got that done, and you're warmed up, you've got the range of motion going, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start doing some balancing exercises. So this is basically putting all your weight on one foot and just balancing. And you can see that my knees are going back and forth, my foot's kind of rolling back and forth, hips are going a little bit. This is actually working on all those little intrinsic muscles, stabilizers, joints in my feet as it's working back and forth. It's also kind of working on some of those stabilizers in my knees, my hips, my spine. It's also working on my balance, which is important. And you're going to work up to about a minute on this. And you'll notice just with the few seconds that I've been doing this is that I'm getting more and more of a challenge to stay upright. It's going to get harder and harder and harder as you go. And do it as long as you can. If it gets to where it's easy, you can dial it in for a minute. Then you can add a little body movement, make it more dynamic, go up and down, do different things to stimulate it. When you get really good at this, you can take your posture cushion, set it on the floor, and balance on it. So you're going to balance on one foot, work up to about a minute, take it to the other foot, do the same thing, balance. Again, you'll see some movement going on in there, stabilizing some things. You can add a bob and a weave, make it a little bit more challenge. or if you really want to go after it, when you get really good at it, then you can do your posture cushion. So we're starting with the feet. Let's spend some time barefoot. Let's spend some time working on getting our heel cords and our calves stretched out, doing our dynamic range of motion into our foot. Start that today. Start doing that every day, and we're going to keep adding movements as we go. So you've got your nutrition plan, you've got your movement plan. Hopefully you've also got your thinking plan and have started a gratitude journal. If you haven't, we'll be talking about that next time. Until then, this is Dr. Zach. God bless you guys. Have a great day.